Right now, across Latin America, something unprecedented is happening. 23 countries. 400 million voters. And they're all moving in the same direction, hard right. This isn't just politics. This is psychology in action, and it's about to reshape an entire continent. For decades, Latin America swung left. Hugo Chavez in Venezuela. The Kirchners in Argentina. Lula in Brazil. Evo Morales in Bolivia. The so-called pink tide dominated from 2000 to 2015. But that tide has turned. And the psychology behind this shift reveals something profound about human nature itself. Let's start with Argentina. Javier Milei just won the presidency promising to eliminate the central bank and adopt the US dollar. Sounds extreme? His victory margin was massive. But here's what's fascinating, Milei didn't win despite being radical. He won because he was radical. Psychologically, this tells us something crucial about voter behavior under stress. When people face economic uncertainty, their brains activate what psychologists call threat detection systems. They become more receptive to strong, decisive leadership, even if that leadership seems extreme. It's not rational. It's neurological. And right now, Latin America is experiencing this on a massive scale. History shows us this pattern repeats. The 1930s economic crisis led to authoritarian movements worldwide. The 1970s inflation spawned conservative revolutions in the US and UK. Now, post-pandemic economic chaos is triggering the same psychological response across Latin America. But there's another factor at play: religion. Evangelical Christianity has exploded across Latin America. In Brazil, evangelicals now make up 30% of the population. In Guatemala, they're approaching 40%. These aren't just religious statistics. They're political game changers. Evangelical voters overwhelmingly support conservative candidates, and their influence is reshaping entire electoral landscapes. Take Colombia. Gustavo Petro's leftist government is struggling with 10% inflation and rising crime. Polls show his approval ratings collapsing. Conservative candidates are surging ahead of 2026 elections. But here's the psychological twist: Colombians aren't just rejecting Petro's policies. They're rejecting the entire idea of progressive governance. This reveals what psychologists call system justification theory. When current systems fail, people don't just want change, they want the opposite of what they had. Left fails? Go right. Progressive disappoints? Choose conservative. It's not logical analysis. It's emotional overcorrection. And it's happening everywhere. Mexico presents the most dramatic test case. AMLO's leftist presidency ends in 2024. His successor, Claudia Sheinbaum, faces a resurgent conservative opposition energized by this continental trend. Early polling shows the race tightening. If Mexico falls to the right-wing wave, the entire region will have shifted. But why right-wing specifically? Why not centrist alternatives? The answer lies in what psychologists call uncertainty reduction theory. In times of chaos, people crave clarity and strength. Right-wing messaging typically offers both clear enemies, simple solutions, strong leaders. The left's nuanced policy discussions can't compete with this psychological appeal. This mirrors patterns from Latin America's own past. The 1960s and 70s saw military coups across the region, often supported by populations exhausted by political instability. Today's shift is democratic, but the psychological drivers are identical: fear, uncertainty, and the desire for order above all else. So what does this mean for Latin America's future? We're witnessing a continent-wide psychological shift that could define the next decade. Economics sparked it. Religion amplifies it. History validates it. And psychology explains it. The right-wing wave isn't just coming, it's already here. The question isn't whether it will continue, but how far it will go. And understanding the psychology behind it is crucial for predicting what happens next.